Finally, I made it out for my first long-range flight with the Speedybee Mario 8 and the 8,000 mAh lithium-ion setup. My broken foot makes testing and going out flying a little bit complicated, but my spotter was kind enough to drive me into the mountains for a test flight. I really appreciate that. Before the test flight, I upgraded the camera cage of the Mario 8 with the O4 upgrade kit. With the pads provided, the camera now sits in a better position in the cage and the fit is generally improved. I can definitely recommend the kit for a clean build. The kit works with all frames of the Mario series. With 2 large batteries on the drone, it adds up to quite a bit of weight. But this should be no issue for the Mario. The drone weighs 783 grams, the GoPro Mini adds 135 grams, and the 2 batteries, including the connector cable, add another 921 grams. So we end up with a total weight of 1,839 grams. Arriving at the spot, I did a test flight with the Mario and the 3300 mAh LiPo battery to a mountain closer than my actual goal for today. The connection was very good, and the motor stayed cold after my last changes to the motor filter settings. Before the main flight, I prepared myself as always. I checked the surroundings and planned a route. The view from the parking lot is not perfect, but should work well for today. There are some trees that can block the signal. I could already feel this clearly after 2 to 3 kilometers, because the mbits dropped earlier than usual when drifting to the left or right. My target was the rear ridge in front of me. The estimated distance is 5.5 to 6 kilometers. I was a little bit concerned about the headwind on the way back, but with 8,000 milliamperes, I had much more energy than needed for this distance. However, I always keep a close eye on the battery values. As you might notice on the OSD screen, the drone is still shaking a lot. Now I'm sure that this comes from the drone itself. I already inspected the logs and gyro data from the previous flights. The GoPro raw footage is also shaking a lot, but it can be stabilized very well with gyroflow. Currently, the motor filters are set up correctly, but I will have to increase the D-roll and D-pitch step by step to get rid of the shaking. On this day, there were some strange winds that increased the shaking behavior. The clouds in the air moved from the south to the north, whereas the wind in the valley blew from the north to the south. So far, the climb was working very well, fast and efficient thanks to the tailwind. The energy consumption was really low, even while climbing up the mountain. Flying about 100 kilometers per hour feels great, and we were reaching our target faster than expected. I really like the image and connection quality of the O4, so I don't fear missing any obstacle on my way. Before this flight, I also took my Nazgul with the O3 to the closer mountain. I made some improvements to the antennas there. A video about this will follow soon. The O3 image and connection are very good too, but switching between the 2 systems at the same spot shows the improvement of the O4 very clearly. Perhaps I will make a video with a direct comparison as well. Arriving at the ridge, I realized that I wouldn't be able to complete the full 6 kilometers today. But that's fine for the first long-range flight under real conditions with this setup. The connection was also not the best, so I decided to play it safe and bring the bird home. Here at this beautiful ridge, I remembered why I am doing all this. Reaching and enjoying views from places that are hard to get to on my own, moving freely like a bird. At this point, we had barely used a third of the battery's capacity and were already on the way back. I decided to explore the surroundings a little bit and to do some additional dives. Before trying to reach the limits with this setup, I definitely want to improve the tune of the drone and gain more experience and confidence with it. Let's start the final way back home. With the headwind, the drone needed about double the energy compared to the way out, according to the efficiency meter in the OSD. However, we still had more than enough capacity left. I landed with about 5,200 milliamp hours used at 11 minutes and 48 seconds. Roughly calculated, 16 and a half minutes should be no problem under such conditions. So the hardware is ready for more. Now I will have to find a good spot for the next flight and hopefully fix the tune before the next attempt. Stay tuned to not miss it. Cheers!